Welcome to your favorite recipe. I'm Yuna. Today I'm really excited to, oh my goodness, make dumplings. This recipe is from this book. You may recognize this from the past episode. I made some couple dishes out of this book. They turned out so great. And the other day I just picked this up and I was like just going through it to see what else can I make. And ta-da! They had a page, actually 2 pages, full of how to make dim sum. First thing we have are chives. I got a lot of them because they didn't have like a bunches of chives, so I had to buy 3 separate chives. How much chives? Half bunch fresh chives. It's kind of hard when it's like a thicker bunch here, but that's okay. Chives are super fragile. They chop really easy and it's like super refreshing. Oh, as I'm chopping it, I really smell this. All right, so we have this ready and I'm gonna grab this bowl. Then the next ingredient we've got is green onions. So chop the roots off. So I got this little thick piece and just lay it flat and go in the middle, just like this. So now grab them together, just like so. Next ingredient, oh, of course, garlic and ginger. Now that we have our peeled garlic, I'm just going to use my garlic press because it's one of the best inventions there is out there. Next ingredient, ginger. So this is a huge piece of ginger and I don't know what it looks like, but I'll leave that up to your imagination. So that looks pretty good. Now we got this ready. Bring my bowl back. So I recommend that you get a separate cheese grater or separate grater altogether for ginger because it's got this very woody texture. So if you use like just regular knife, yes, you can use it, but if you continue to use that, it'll dull your knife a little quicker. So I have this specifically for my ginger. Works like magic. So hold on to my thing and then, yeah, grate it along. Salt, of course. Just gauge it a little bit. That's about a 1/4 teaspoon. Same here, fresh cracked pepper. Sesame oil is going to play this key ingredient part. So how much? I would say about a teaspoon. It's very strong, so all you need is about that much. And then one more thing is oyster sauce. Should use another teaspoon as well. Now, moving on to our meat. Typically you'll see pork, ground pork in a lot of gyozas and dumplings. I'm using ground chicken. You can use any type of ground meat. If you like plant-based meat, I think that'll go really well too. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my ground beef right into this mix. Pound. 1 pound is all you need for this mix. It's time to mix in all our ingredients. So if you're Korean, this is going to smell and taste really familiar to you. I'm not about to be like a gyoza company like CJ or Hete, Lotte. They're like big brands out there, but this is pretty good for homemade. My mom hasn't really cooked growing up. I think I've seen her in the kitchen like 5 times, if that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, she plays piano beautifully. She's an opera singer. So we have different talents, I would say. Okay, so it's minced pretty nicely here. So this is what you're looking for. So I'm so excited. This is the real fun part right here, right? Don't worry, you're seeing flour here. I did not forget. I'm gonna show you how to make like crispy dumpling skirt at the very end. I found these wonton wraps in my local grocery store at Jewel-Osco. I definitely want to make sure that I'm not making ugly dumplings. So what I'll do is, for the first few, actually going to make round shape. So pretty easy. Just grab the edge and just cut around it. Also, to keep this it's pretty moist. I don't know if you can tell. If it wasn't, it would be like snapping in half. So it's moist and you want to keep it that way. And one trick to keep it continuously moist is damp your little towel and cover over this. So I'm gonna do that. So I got my water right behind me. All right, so I got this nice wonton wrappers here. Just wet the edge here. And this is the fun part. I would say just using my measuring spoon, just plop that on and really just press on here and use my water to get the edge nice and wet, because you want to be able to seal this, and press on my meat a little bit more. So here, pinch the middle right here so it's like perfectly closed. You're going to shape this. I don't think it's going to be pretty. Maybe I overfilled it. It's okay. Practice makes everything perfect, right? You don't want these things like squishing out. Okay, another failure. I have to use something smaller, which is probably going for half teaspoon. I'm not gonna throw this away, but that's my learning lesson. Oh my gosh, I am Korean, I promise, and I'm supposed to be good at this. Okay, I'm going down to about a teaspoon. And one more thing I'm gonna do. It's not the prettiest, but that's okay. So we just repeat this process. I have a pan, non-stick pan over a medium-high heat. Drizzle some oil on it, about a tablespoon. And make sure all the surface is coated nicely. I have flour, 2 teaspoons, and then cornstarch, 2 teaspoons, and a little bit of seasoning, 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar. Give it a nice little whisk right now. I'm going to go ahead and use 4 teaspoons of water. 3, 4. So you're looking for this consistency here. It looks like coconut milk a little bit. All right, so it's nice and toasty. And here is where I turn the heat down to low. If you have a lid that fits entirely, but if not, just cover over this dumpling. Creates a little bit of steaming effect. Now, while the dumplings are cooking, I'm going to make the dumpling sauce. Yes, I know you saw this dipping sauce. I was feeling kind of lazy, to be honest. I'm gonna show you how to make great dipping sauce, which is pretty simple. So first thing, I've got soy sauce, another half teaspoon of rice vinegar. Then lastly, sesame oil. And a little bit of sugar, which I have right next to it. You're not making like sugary sauce, but it always helps. Now, this is time to flip. Don't worry, it's not too burnt. All right, so the dumplings are flipped, and I'm going to add my coconut milk mix, our skirt mix. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it. It's probably confusing you even more, like coconut milk, where did that come from? Let this sizzle. Turn up the heat a little bit more because we're looking for this nice skirt. So the skirt's made as soon as this is like evaporated. Okay, so it looks pretty good. This is what you're looking for. You see all these bubbles? That is a sign of success. And you want it to be golden. So you're gonna fry this until it's like golden. And we have our completed dish. Perfect. So this is it. we made our dumplings, and it's time for me to really try it. My favorite part. Yes.